Hi, it's Time with Awa, and I'm talking about starting an e-commerce business in Ghana, Africa. Join me to find out more. Hello, hi, welcome to my channel, Kingdom Business Sense. I'm Anita Wiafe-Asinor. Welcome to my channel, all things business, all things entrepreneur, all things ethical and biblical principles of doing your business. Okay, so this is the Time with Awa series where I am sharing with you my journey, my venture in starting an e-commerce business in Ghana, in Africa, and I decided to share the journey rather than just come and tell you about it. Okay, so moving on, before I go into an update on where I am now, I want to share with you a tip share. All right, I want to share a tip with you. So I had spoken about my business plan, or I made reference to it in my last video, but I want to share with you what I did. All right, so the first thing I did was I researched the industry that I wanted to work. Now in Africa, the fact of the matter is in Ghana, there isn't a lot of data. In fact, Africa-wide, the data is not as readily available as you will find data if, let's say, you're going to start a business outside. So you have to really look, and sometimes you're just not going to find any data and you're going to have to do your own market research, and I did both. So where I usually go and look and do my market research is I start off by Googling to see what information will come up in the industry that I'm looking at. And then I click through, right? And as you click through, usually leads you to different places, and eventually, if you're lucky, sometimes you find good information. Outside of Google, I look at Google Trends. So for the e-commerce, I looked at Google Trends because Google Trends tends to tell you, you can do it by country, tells you what's selling, what's moving, what the trends are basically. So that was really useful. And then also I buy data. All right, if I find out that there's data, I'll buy. So for this one, for example, I didn't buy, but there was a bit of information. The only issue is that when it's Africa research, some of you will know that sometimes it's like Sub-Saharan Africa, or it will say Africa, but you go into it and it's really like South Africa or Nigeria or Kenya, those type of countries. It's not really covering the whole Africa. So but you just take the information and you work with it, the best you can, because that definitely is going to give you something. All right, it's just not maybe as specific as you'd want. And then also I check out the Ghana Statistical Service. So if you're in another country listening to me, you check out your institution in your country who do research nationally for the country to see whether they've tapped on any of the area or business that you're looking at, and see whether you can get that data. The other thing is also you can buy research. So you can contact some of the leading researchers of markets, etc., and see whether they have anything on Ghana or whichever country you're in. So that's another thing you can do. Outside, so when it comes to market research, you have to find the method. Sorry, that suits you. But these are some of the things I tend to do. And then for what I did for my lingerie brand is that I actually created a survey of my own, because I didn't actually find the data I was looking for Ghana. So I had to create a survey, and then I gave the survey out to my target audience. So that's the customers that I want to sell to. I gave it to them. So I'll share some insights, a couple. What I found when I was doing the survey, if I'm really honest, I thought that the response would come back with people really being on price and kind of not really looking at quality, maybe more looking at comfort. But actually, when the results came, the customers actually picked nobody picked the lower end of the price ranges that I had given. But then again, having said that, I was targeting the middle upper. But still, everybody likes a bargain, right? But nobody picked there. They all picked quite higher, mid up. All right, so I think the lower, the most popular was within the 80 and 150 cedis range, which I was very surprised. because I did have 50 to 80 range. None of the respondents picked that. It was all between 80 and 150 or above. And then also they picked quality and style, and I was thinking they may have picked more comfort than that. So I had my own preconception. I did the market research, the customers told me something else, and that was extremely helpful to me in knowing how I chose my products and how I priced my products and so on. So I did my own market research. And then in terms of the market, I kind of used more of the external data, and then kind of some of the few articles and research that I found on the continent. But I did my own research for my lingerie brand, for this my venture. All right. For the current new ventures I'm going to do on e-commerce, I've done similar. Actually, there's a lot of information on e-commerce at the moment in Africa. It's not specifically to Ghana, but it is talking to the continent, so it's quite useful. It's a good direction, and the bottom line is it's growing, and it's just going to keep growing. But I got very good statistics on things like the most popular items being sold and all of those things. All right, so market research is very, very important. That's why I spend a bit of time explaining it. Do it, because if you don't do the market research, you end up in a situation where you start a business and no one is buying because actually you didn't identify whether there was a need or not. And with me, when I did that, I identified the need. All right. Then the second thing is the business plan. The business plan, I have to share with you as well. When I started in 2007, when I first started my business, I had actually done the research, and I had actually written a business plan, a very long business plan, amateur, and then I decided to go on a workshop. And when I went on the workshop, the first thing the guy said was, nobody wants to read a 50-page business plan. And I just remember sitting there thinking, oh my God, because I had actually, my business plan, I'll tell the truth and shame the devil, my business plan was over 50 pages. I was overzealous. I was an excited new entrepreneur. I was just, I just loved it, and I just got carried away. So it was definitely over 50 pages, just under 60 pages, I think it was. And so when he said that, I was thinking, oh my gosh, he's speaking to me. Then he said that you can have the larger business plan to help you with the day-to-day and as your guide, as your own personal guide. But for the ones that you want people to read, you don't want to make it any longer than 10 pages. So actually that workshop, what they did was to help us to concise our business plans to 10 pages, including the financials. So I want to encourage you. I know whenever you mention business plan, people really find it, I don't know if they find it a bore, a chore, I'm not really sure, but people don't like the idea of writing a business plan. They think it's all in their head, but please trust me, plan to succeed. If you don't have a plan, as the saying goes, you're planning to fail. These business plans really come in handy when you use it as you should. I can't recommend it enough. So what I actually have now is I have my comprehensive business plan, which I call my dictionary, because that's the big one, and then I have my pocket size, which is my small 10-page one. So I'm putting in the description box links to my business plan template you can use, but actually if you go online, there's lots of other templates that you can use, or you may even already have one. You just maybe want to condense your business plan if it's more than 10 pages, or if you've got a very large one. All right, but I'll put in a description box a link to a business plan template for you. Okay, so that's my tip share on business plan and market research. So I hope you found it useful. Okay, so now moving on to update you on where I am on my e-commerce journey, starting e-commerce in Ghana. So as I told you last time, I am integrating this venture into my lingerie brand business already. So I haven't had to go through any registration, but I'll also put in a description link, the link to the Ghana Registrar for registering businesses as well, if you don't already know it. And I want to say that, there's all this drama and stress when it comes to registering. To be honest, if you don't want to go through the process with the Registrar General, you can just get a company. There's a lot of law firms and companies now who will do your registration for you and take all the hassle. All you have to do is supply them with the information. So you don't have to. Gone are the days where you feel you have to pay a middleman, guru man, whatever we call them, man. You can just get a company or to do it for you without all the hassle. You just have to pay them. And for me, if you don't like stress and a hassle and bustle, for me, that's what you need to do. That's what I'll do. That's what I have done, actually. You know, and because I've tried all routes. You know, I've tried when I've done it myself. So proprietary when you do it yourself, very simple. Limited company, I tried going through Registrar. It was very stressful. My last other ones used a company, very simple. All right, so that's my tip there. Okay, so now what I've been doing is that I've been going through oh yeah, before I move on to that is the name. Of course, you need to also choose a name, and if you're having issues with that, I mean, I've already got my names for my ventures, and I want to show to you that, look, you don't have to, you know, break your brain. You can actually just use business name generators. There are business name generators online. Some are free. They'll ask you to put the name, and they'll come up with different variations for you to choose from, so you don't have to do it yourself. But if you already know the name, because most of the time we all know what we want to call our business, you don't have problem. But if you also don't really want to stress yourself, you can just use a business generating platform, and I'll try and put a few links to some of them in the description box as well for you. Okay, so now let's move on to the update for real. Okay, so now I have been, I've got the name already, so what I've been working on the last few weeks was reviewing my logo, my first logo, and then I've been creating the new logo. Now, I told you in my last video, I don't actually have a budget. In fact, my budget is what you would call little or no budget. So I don't really, I can't, I have to cut a lot of things out and do a lot of things myself. You know, if I use my own time, it means I don't have to pay someone. Yes, that can be a bit much at times, but at the end of the day, what choice do you have when you have little or no budget? So I actually did the inquiry with the graphic designer about designing my logos, my two new ventures. And he was quoting me between $100 and $150 because they charge a lot for logos. And I thought to myself, really? You know, yeah, usually you'd be like, okay, but then again, it's like, I'm going to give you a brief, you're going to do my design, I'm going to go backwards and forward with you for goodness knows how long, and I'm going to pay you for it. So I decided that no, on this particular one, I'm going to design the logos myself. And you're thinking, gosh, are you a graphic designer? No, I'm not. But there are platforms, guys. There are platforms that can help you do this. And the one that I chose is Tailor Brands. And I'll put the link in there. It's fantastic. I love it. You can play around with you just answer a few basic questions and it gives you options. You go into the system and you don't have to be technical to use this platform, by the way. You don't need to be technical, IT guru, nothing. You just need to sit down and ready to play around to create your own logo. It didn't take me a long time because I was using words and I knew what I wanted, and I love it. And one thing about Tailor Brand that I like that particular platform is because it gives you lots of examples of how that logo will also look like. Let's say, for example, on a t-shirt, on a mug, on a cup, and things like that, which you won't, you wouldn't get from your graphic designer. All right. And then the other thing I want to say is that when you do your logo, don't forget to make sure that you get a black and white version, because when usually if you do a color label and then you do print work, you realize that it dims down, it becomes a bit gray. But if you do it in black and white, it means if you print anything in black and white, newspaper or whatever it may be, it's much more enhanced. All right, so I chose to use a platform. Once you do the design in Tailor, you do have to pay, but it's very nominal. It's not expensive at all. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll put a link in there and you can check it out. I think later on, at a later date, I may choose some of these apps and I may actually demonstrate it to you how it works. All right, so that's what I've done. So for that reason, I've got my logos. It's just the second one I'm still deliberating, but I have actually done my logos. I'm very happy with them, and I'm also happy because it's kind of come from me. This whole venture thing, because I've got little or no budget, I'm just enjoying the process of doing a lot of these things myself as well. So that's what I've done there. Then I reviewed my existing lingerie brand logo, and I've made some changes on that as well. So I'm quite happy with my logos. Now, what I usually then do is that I now print them and get friends, families, and some customers, different people to kind of give me feedback and comments. So I usually give them about 3 options of logo to choose from. So for the 2 new ventures, that's what I've done, and I did that for my laundry brand when I did it in 2015. So that I always do that, and not just on logos, on different things I ask for external opinion so that I get feedback, and then I can, you know, take it on board and make changes as necessary. So I have done that. Now lastly, my last update is in relation to my social media platform. Now you're going to say, well, you haven't even launched the ventures, why are you starting a social media platform? Well, I have to tell you guys that this motto of start the business and then gain followers, you know, it's no longer functioning well, because, you know, you have time before you launch. Yeah, so now the strategy is to actually create your social platforms and start to build your following and prepare them for your launch before you've actually launched, rather than launching and then going to look for the followers. And I'll share a bit more of this with you in my next video. So to recap, to start your e-commerce business, you need to do your market research in the area that you want to do your e-commerce in. You need to do your business plan, have a comprehensive business plan, and then like a smaller version for when you're wanting to share with others, as I explained. You then need to find a name for your business. Then you need to register your business, and you don't have to register your business by yourself. You can get companies to do it for you if you so wish, and you want to take the hassles out. And then once you've registered your business name, you now want to create a logo for your business. And then once you've created a logo, you want to create your social platform. So that is where I am at the moment. And next video, I will share with you what my strategy has been. I hope you found this useful as always, and I do hope that you will like, subscribe, comment and share. Don't forget to press the bell button so that you get notifications when I post new updates on Time with Awa. Thank you very much. As always, it's been a pleasure. Stay blessed and goodbye.